Right, Jen, so in this part of modeling a very simple house, I'm going to add doors. I'm going to add one normal door and one sliding door. Okay, so remember, this is one group, so to work on it, I've got to click on it. In other words, to activate it, you'll see the sort of the square in construction around it, or rectangle box around it. That means it's activated and I can start to add some stuff to it. Now, scenes here, you can click a view if you want, but while I'm working like this, I prefer to have it in parallel projection. It just looks, in perspective, it looks better. If I take it off, have a look, looks a bit weird. If I put it back on that, take it back to a two-point perspective, it really does look nice. So I'm just going to toggle around to what I would call whatever view you want to call it of the house. This sounds different views, so if we were to go around, you'll see it gives us the different views of the house. So if we go there, you'll see. So what did that give us? That said, if I hover over that, okay, so it doesn't give us an exact name. Right, so what I'm going to do here is create space for a door. In order to do the door, I'm just going to pick any points along the bottom edge of the wall. I'm not going to measure. You could use your guide to measure. So you could come along here, for example. Maybe I'll just do this very quickly. We're going to go from there, the wall, and we'll bring the guide across. Let's just say 500 mils. If I bring the guide, let's do it 500. Enter. So that's where it is. Okay. And now I want to do a door. Let's say I want to do a door from that point at the bottom. I want to do it 90 wide, so 900 by 2200. Random number. There it is. So there's my door in position. Okay. So I'm going to deal with that in a moment. I'm going to come around here and I want a nice sliding door for my main bedroom. Again, I can use my guide, but I'm going to be a bit lazy here. I'm not even going to measure. I'm just going to throw that in. We'll make sure that, okay, let's go 2500 by 220. So 2200, just to keep the height constant. There we go. So that's where my sliding door is going to go. So my sliding door is going to go there, and my door into the kitchen area and lounge area is going to go there. Now I want to get the press pull tool, because what I want to do is empty that space out. So I click on it, I push it back, and I go to on face. When I see that red on edge sign, I click it and you'll see what happens. It creates an opening. I'm going to go to this side as well. I'm going to click on it. I'm going to push it back to the edge, opening. There it is. Okay, so now I've created a door opening and I've created a sliding door opening. Now what's really cool is I'm going to close that down quickly, just scenes down, and I'm going to go to components and I'm going to search the 3D warehouse. What I'm going to look for here is a sliding door. So you'll see it's going to open the 3D warehouse. I want models. I don't want products. Products will give you real life products that have been confirmed by makers of specific items. Okay, so we're going to go to models. And I'm going to choose a very simple model. We don't need a massive door, something very simple for just that small space. So I think that sliding door is more than ample for what we need. It's just, like I said, it's a really small space. So let's click on that, and we're gonna download that. So if I download that, okay, you'll see now what happens is I can just drop it anywhere I want. Now let's go Control Z. I'm going to go back and do that again. Excuse me. I don't want to drop it too close. So let's go back to my warehouse, and I want a sliding door. Let's do that again. I apologize. Okay, I'm going to go to models again. Taking a bit of time. Internet's a bit slow at the moment, so just bear with us. Right, I'm going to use, where was that model that I did choose? Click on this one. Hopefully it doesn't give us the same, let's put it, there it is. Okay, so a little bit of frustrating that it's got such a big footprint. Let me just try and see if we can, so what I would usually do is then go find something that doesn't have such a huge footprint like that. So let me grab the scale tool. So this is an interesting tool to use. So if I come here, okay, so if I come into scale and I click on this object, you'll see it scales from there. Okay, so I'm going to delete that, and we're going to go find a separate sliding door. Alright, so I seem to have found a sliding door that will work quite nicely, so I'm going to click in sliding door, there it is, and I'm going to just use this very basic contemporary, it says weather shield, so I'm going to download that. Now obviously I don't know the specs of this, I could go in and find all the properties around this, but I'm not going to, I'm going to drop that. Right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to double click on this, triple click on it, so, and I'm going to say, well, it is already a group, but what I want to do is create a tag for it. Okay, there it is there. So if I do the following, take the door away, there it is. So I don't know why I've got furniture. If I delete that, continue, roof sheet, I don't need that, so I'm going to, all of these things have now automatically downloaded as I downloaded all those other things. So let's just have a look. Okay, so that's, we can delete that because it doesn't show up. Continue. So we have this is called an A door. So if I click it, it appears, it disappears. Same as the walls. If I click, they disappear and appear like I showed you earlier. Right, so now we're going to go fit this into that space. How am I going to do that? Well, I'm going to click on it, right? I'm going to go get the move command, right? I'm going to grab a bottom corner there. So I'm going to take this point over here. In fact, I wonder whether that might cause some hassles, but let's go do that. I'm going to take this point, let's see if I can take that point there, and I'm going to move this into position over here, right? There it is, on that outside edge of the wall. Now I've slotted it into position over there, but I'm not done yet. So what I'm going to do here, right, is I'm going to take the scale command, which is this command over here, okay, double click, and I'm going to drag this across to in line with there, midpoint, all right, on that bottom corner. Now my wall, my door fits inside. Now the only problem is you can see that it's slightly big inside, but that's not a problem. I can grab this tool and push it in, and I'll just go to on edge. You can see, grabbed it, pushed it across until on edge, and now it's going to fit flush into that space. Now the next thing I need to do is grab the middle part and take it up to on edge in line with that wall. Now you'll see that, I'm going to click out of this, that sliding door is now fitting perfectly within that space. Now, something to note, do not click on the stretch command, in other words, the scale command. Do not click on the little squares, those little yellow squares. Do not click on them on the outside. So let me show you what I mean by that. It's very important that I just go over this with you. If I click on this, it's going to scale it diagonally from opposite corner to opposite corner, and it's going to warp the object. You don't want that. So make sure you're always choosing a middle. So these are all on the outside. So I'd want to get inside and grab the middle if I wanted to make it shorter, or go inside and grab the middle if I wanted to make it narrower. Okay, so that's in place. Now we're going to go find ourselves a nice door. Hopefully this time when we find a door, we're not going to have the headache of this huge additional space. So I'm going to go find a door in the components, basic door. I'll probably choose the first one or two that come up because those seem to just be the most trustworthy. So here's a nice door, a nice modern door. I'm going to download that. Great. Be quite nice detail. Now this is a really cool door. It's an original door. It's created by there is an actual company who makes that door. So I'm going to shift that across, and now I'm going to go to the top view because what I need to do is rotate this. Now my rotate command is here. So for example, if I click on that point, then click on, and make sure I click on that the opposite point in line. So that's that point over there, blue, corner to corner, and I shift it. I should be able to shift it. You'll see when it goes green, it's parallel with this green axis over here. So there we go. Green is what I want. Now it's in the right position according to my door spacing. However, obviously the size is a bit of a problem. So in order to get the size right, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to click on the door, right? Get my move command going again, right? Which is over here. I'm going to take this back corner over there, grab that back corner, and we're going, oh geez, the whole thing is not being highlighted. So let's grab the whole thing. Let's go move command. Go to that back corner, there it is, and we're going to move the whole contraption. Okay, so we've got a grouping error here. So all we need to do is highlight that whole thing, explode. We're going to highlight the whole thing again, and we're going to go make component, and I'm going to call it door 1. Okay. There we go. Now I'm going to get the move component. Should be able to get to that back corner again. Right, there it is there. Right, and I should be able to move this whole thing. There we go. So for some reason, the components were all acting as individual components. Now what I do is, I go and add it, now very carefully, I want you to see what I do here. I'm going to add it onto the outside corner like this. The reason I'm doing that is so now that I can go and space it according to how we need it. Now, remember, I go to my stretch command. I'm going to take the middle, and I'm going to line it up. Oopsie. I'm going to line it up with that. It doesn't seem to want to snap. So if I come on the inside of the wall, zoom out a little bit. If I come onto the inside of the wall here, we should be able to get it on edge. Okay, sometimes you've just got to change your perspective. All right, the same thing is going to happen here. I want to bring it down to there. Now you can see I didn't have to go outside and grab that midpoint. It should be flush with the inside, so the bottom, the under edge of this opening. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go, I'll do it from the inside. I don't have to. In fact, we don't have to do it from the inside. Let's go from the outside. I'm going to select the highlight. Okay, well, we've already activated, so I don't have to. Sorry, the cursor to activate it into its blue, but I don't have to do that now. I'm going to take the move command again. So there it is. And I'm going to click on that outside corner, and I'm going to drag it to sit flush there. If I go inside, it doesn't move all the way, and that's perfect. Okay, now I've got the key on the inside, key on the outside. Okay, great. Right, door is in place. Fantastic. So that is how we add doors. If you want to use, you can create your own doors if you like, a bit more geometry, a bit more work, but why not just use the components gallery inside SketchUp? Right, doors are in. Fantastic. Next, windows.